my name is Zero and welcome to Dyson Sphere Program. So in this video I want to show you basically how to start out, like there's just a few tips that you should know before you first start the game for any newcomers to the genre of factory building games, because I know if you're not used to the genre and you're first starting out, it can be pretty overwhelming. So I just want to give you a little tips on getting started and share some mistakes that I've made, and some of these tips will apply to really any game in the genre, like Dyson Sphere Program, Factorio, Satisfactory, maybe even Gunsmith, I think is what it's called. I personally found Gunsmith pretty difficult, but some of you may find it easier than Dyson Sphere Program, I don't know. But let's go ahead and get into this. So I've already got my game that I've played. I've got probably 70-ish hours into it here. And thankfully this game loads extremely fast, which is surprising for a brand new early access game. But I really just want to show you some of the mistakes that I made. This wasn't my first save at all. This is, I think, my third one, but I decided to just stick with it, and I still made some mistakes even after restarting multiple times. But as you can see, I've got every single matrix cube here, except for the white one. The white one is the last one that you unlock. And I made a few mistakes with the green. So my first mistake that I made was over here, which, yeah, I know all this is a mess. Even when you're trying to be organized and all that, it's still difficult to keep everything organized. Some people do it better than others. I'm just not very good at the organization. One thing you really need to know about Dyson Sphere Program, you need these chips here a lot in the end game. So I'd recommend just making a ton of those in the beginning so you don't have to worry about it near the end game. And also, there's another one I've got over this way that you should make a ton of as soon as you unlock it, which is the sulfuric acid right here, this little yellow water droplet looking thing. I only made 3 machines that are making it. You should definitely have at the very least 6, maybe even more, depending on how much of the green matrix cubes that you're wanting to make, because you do need the sulfuric acid a lot. And you also need to make a lot of this right here, which is the graphene, because you need it quite a bit near the end game as well. And as you can see, I've got these right here that I just shoved over to the side, because I had originally only made 3 machines making graphene, and then I stuck all of these over here. So you can see, excuse me, sorry, you can see how many that you'll need, and these aren't even running very efficiently just because I shoved them off to the side. But you need a lot of graphene. So yeah, just make sure you make a ton of graphene. Graphene will probably be one of the most important things, because you need a lot of graphene in order to make your Dyson Sphere. Over here, you can see I'm making these more advanced computer chips, which go into the purple and also into the green, which I have the green being made over here. And as you can see, nothing's being made because I don't have enough materials. Like I said, I made some mistakes when I did this. So I'm actually right now working on a different planet So later on, once I need the matrix cubes some more, I'll work on this planet, getting it all back in order so that I can continue making the green matrix cubes and eventually the white ones. Yeah, I just did not have enough material. I think it was actually the sulfuric acid that I'm short on for making these, because I think it's these maybe that require sulfuric acid. No, they don't. Oh, it's the graphene, because even with all the graphene that I'm making, I'm still short on it, and the graphene requires sulfuric acid to make it. So I'm short on the sulfuric acid, which means I'm short on the graphene. So like I said, make sure you make plenty of sulfuric acid and plenty of graphene. For newcomers to the genre, my best tip that I can give you is always make more than what you think you'll need. Because even if you're doing the calculations on the speed of things that things craft at, even doing the calculations, you can be off by a little bit, because sometimes the game's calculations aren't correct. Sometimes they can be a little low, and you'll definitely need a lot. And for newcomers to the game, I would highly recommend doing the option like what I did. I'm not really a newcomer to the genre or anything, but the best way, in my opinion, to play it is with infinite resources, because to me it just makes it too difficult. And for me, this kind of game, I don't like this kind of game to be difficult, other than the thinking part of it, you know. Like you can see here, I've got 14 billion reserves here. That's what it does when you select infinite resources. It doesn't actually give you infinite, but it gives you so much that there's no possible way that you're gonna run out. Like this vein here has been running since I first started, and I think it was at 15 billion. And as you can see, I haven't even used a million of it yet. I've only used about 300,000. So I personally don't like the challenge of having limited resources. I mean, you may be different, everybody likes to play the games in their own way, but for a first timer, I would recommend playing with infinite resources, just so you can get the hang of things. Because when it's limited, you'll eventually have to move and find a different plot of that resource. So just starting out, yeah, I would highly recommend infinite resources, and always make sure you make way more of what you think you need. Otherwise, you'll just end up being screwed once you get near the end, and it'll be difficult to figure out what you need to do, and you'll have to make things that you've already made, and yada yada. So I hope that my experience in this game has helped you out a little bit, me explaining the mistakes that I've made. I hope that it's helped you to figure out how to get things done better on your own. Yeah. So I really hope you've enjoyed. I hope you've gotten something out of it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like if you liked. Peace out.